Let's now shift our focus to a major financial commitment from the UK to Ukraine. As per reports, the British government will lend Ukraine £2.3 billion. That's $2.90 billion. Reportedly, the loan aims to strengthen Ukraine's defense against Russia in the ongoing war. But here's where this gets interesting. As per reports, Ukraine will pay nothing for this loan, but rather, in a way, Russian assets will. Confused? Let's break this down for you. As per reports, profits from frozen Russian assets are expected to cover the repayment. Listen in.
I'm able to announce £2.3 billion of support to Ukraine in the form of a loan that will be paid back by the extraordinary profits being made on frozen Russian assets. So this will ensure that Russian assets frozen in Europe, that the extraordinary profits on that will be used to help fund the war effort in Ukraine.
What triggered this, you must be wondering? Reports say this loan is part of a broader effort led by the G7 countries who collectively pledged $50 billion to Ukraine back in June, remember? The money is reportedly intended to support Ukraine's military efforts, bolster its budget, assist in rebuilding the country. Like we said, Ukraine will not have to repay this debt out of its own pocket. Reports tell us instead the plan involves drawing on profits generated from Russian assets that have been frozen since the war started in February 2022. Remember, countries including the UK have reportedly seized billions in Russian assets as part of sanctions aimed at curbing the Kremlin's war capabilities. According to reports, this loan approach is seen as a strategic way to pay the loan amount without directly handing over the assets to Ukraine, which could potentially spark complex legal battles. A maneuver reportedly designed to avoid litigation. Reports also say the UK's Defence Secretary John Healey emphasized the urgency of this funding. He said, and I'm quoting, "By using the proceeds from these sanctioned Russian assets, we can help shift the balance in Ukraine's favor," quote unquote. Note those words, shift the balance in Ukraine's favor. Will that actually happen is a debate for another day. For now, reports say UK's Finance Minister Rachel Reeves has said that while the exact timeline for disbursement of the loan is not set, the focus is on getting the funds into Ukrainian hands as soon as possible. But what are the implications of all of this? As per reports, the European Union, including G7 members France, Germany, Italy, have said that they will provide the majority of the Russian asset-backed loan up to $39 billion, while Canada has pledged to lend Ukraine $5 billion. However, securing these funds is not without challenges. As per reports, a significant portion of the frozen Russian assets, about $225 billion, is held in the EU, and European sanctions on Russia reportedly must be renewed every 6 months. According to reports, this process requires unanimous support from all 27 EU member states, and this is where it gets tricky. Countries with pro-Moscow leanings, like Hungary reportedly, could potentially block the renewal of these sanctions, jeopardizing the entire repayment plan. Should any member state oppose the renewal, it could lead to the unfreezing of assets, making the repayment of loans far more complex. The US and Japan are reportedly yet to announce their specific contributions to this loan package, though further details are expected to emerge in the coming days, and we will be keeping an eye out on those details. Finance ministers from across the world, including those from the G7 nations, are set to gather in Washington for an International Monetary Fund (IMF) meeting this week. It is during this annual gathering that more clarity may come regarding the full scope of support for Ukraine. For the UK, this $2.90 billion loan is just one part of its broader commitment to Ukraine. In addition to the latest financial aid, the UK has reportedly also pledged $3.90 billion in military assistance, covering everything from weapons and transportation to training Ukrainian forces. To what extent all of this really changes things for Ukraine remains to be seen. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.